You're about to discover a great new way to give yourself everything you can imagine. Enjoy a luxurious lifestyle from the most desirable location you can think of. Have plenty of leisure time in which to share the wonderful moments with your children, family, and friends, and make a substantial income which can continue to pour in steady for years into your own mailbox. This desired level of success has already come to small business entrepreneurs everywhere who have discovered the market demand for instructional and special interest videos. You may be surprised, but you can produce and edit your own high-quality professional videos using consumer products. In fact, the video you are now watching was produced in our studio on the same equipment we are about to demonstrate. Once your video production is complete, bulk tape, duplication, and packaging is only a few dollars per video. So it is very understandable that if you market your video products directly from a website at a small monthly fee, the percentage of success for your business will be great. Video production is now recognized as the key element for presenting information in all businesses. It has unlimited value in a number of useful products which can be produced and their benefits. Today, video is used to attract more customers, boost sales and profits, enhance the overall image of your business, effectively introduce new products and services, increase your marketing effectiveness, improve training and retention, and provide new channels of media advertising through broadcast, cable, and the internet. Video now provides imagery for enriched multimedia content on many websites, and as performance increases on the internet, we will see even greater growth in video production and new ways to market that information. Welcome to our Soho Media Design Studio and its low-cost solution to help you build a highly successful and lucrative business startup from your home or office in any location in America. Hi, my name is Craig Torti, and I will be hosting this segment of today's presentation in which you will be introduced firsthand to this new and exciting business opportunity. Now let's begin inside where we could show you what you will need to do to get started producing broadcast quality video, audio, and still image media for your own business. Our studio project and resulting videotape was designed to be used as a helpful guide for the Soho small business entrepreneur, understand the application of several multimedia production tools, and to develop a low-cost strategy for the development of your own similar business plan. The many products we will show you during our video presentation will allow you to produce your own high-quality professional video and music productions for release on videotape, compact disc, broadcast, and the internet. You will find tremendous value in your own creativity involved with your productions as you turn your acquired knowledge on various subjects into products for your own business. This fast-growing niche market of special interest and instructional videos is filling the high demand from sophisticated viewers who are unable to receive this kind of information from standard broadcast television and its limitations of specific viewing time. Many of these consumers have turned to the internet as a way to locate similar information, which can now be provided by you in greater detail and in product form. Ordered directly from your company website, you can dramatically multiply sales and profits of your new or existing small business without the upfront cost of traditional marketing. Internet advertising is the best way to promote your business products and services with an unrestricted amount of ad space which can be viewed at any time and from any location at a fraction of the cost of just 1 month in a magazine. Many internet service providers will provide you with everything that you need to set up your website, including page design, secure automatic order taking, plus take payment information and make it as easy as sending and receiving email. All the order information awaits you from the server each day, and you simply download and process your orders directly from the office. You can also add to your website a counter, which will count the number of visitors and give you excellent marketing statistics to cross-reference with the small, inexpensive regional ads you place, which direct people to your web address to view more detailed order information. Some companies on the web offer residual links, which will generate a percentage of income directly to you when a viewer buys from their related site. Your internet service provider will do all the work for you at a nominal one-time setup fee, plus provide you with around-the-clock and around-the-world coverage of your website at a low monthly maintenance fee. The combination of this kind of high-profile marketing and low-cost duplication of your video products is ideal for businesses, particularly startups with smaller cash reserves. The intellectual property rights of your product means it's exclusive to your business expertise and generally commands a higher level of profit than would be obtained from the resale of a manufactured product. Since you are dealing with a product which is easily duplicated on demand and accompanies a payment, it's not necessary to have a large inventory or lay out large amounts of money for volume discounting as with finished products. Bulk tape shells can be ordered in quantities as small as 10, but generally come in single box quantities of 50, with little price difference due to their low unit cost and specific time lengths. You will find both short and long run times suitable for any of your video projects without tape waste. The longer run videotapes are broken down in 15-minute intervals, starting at 15 minutes and running up to several hours. These shorter video blanks are in 5-minute intervals and run up to 15 minutes, and offer an inexpensive way to create video sales, promotions, and brochures describing your products or business services, plus is much more likely to be completely viewed and saved as opposed to something printed. It's also a very effective tool to promote your full-length video presentation, when offered for free or at a very low price. These various cost-effective marketing techniques, when included with a website, offer tremendous communication reach and add large numbers of sales to the bottom line. This, incidentally, is a new approach to mass selling on the internet, but offers explosive growth potential. Even the production of high-quality video is relatively new for smaller businesses, but consumer electronics are being vastly refined and re-engineered using digital circuitry, following the lead from video enhancements in computer technology, and with it, decreasing prices. Digital technology brings with it unsurpassed quality and professional level performance equal to that of larger television studios, with all the components reaching National Television System Committee, NTSC standards and greater. These improvements have been most apparent in video camcorders and video editing equipment, where its effects has increased the analog signal strength and improved image clarity and color fidelity. It is this level of integrity which has allowed us to build a complete high-resolution business office system for our project, with all the necessary components needed for production of video, audio, and print media to create finished products for sale. This highly adaptive, universal production system allows us great connectivity of equipment, so it's possible to build in increments, which lets us produce quality products with the least cost configuration. However, this project, we have also included a high-end configuration, which includes a 4-input digital mixer and edit controller for our post-production suite, plus computer enhancements and nonlinear editing capability as well. The purpose of these added features is to show you how you can build up from a minimal configuration to a more elaborate production studio system as your business expands into broadcast and commercial applications. This will allow you to create fully edited masters with digital enhancements, transition cuts, special effects, blue and green screen chroma key compositing, and powerful theater-like music and soundtrack compositions. Although the description of this system may seem very expensive and only worthy of major production studios, it's all within the reach of the small business owner. In fact, the products we are going to show you in our presentation are all consumer electronic components, and smart comparison shopping, particularly among large retailers or major catalog companies, will produce very satisfactory results for the budget-conscious buyer. Rapid growth in the popularity of videography in recent years and the frequent introduction of newer models combined with increased competition among new manufacturer entries have all contributed to the major decrease in prices overall. However, new model entries will retain a price close to the manufacturer's suggested retail price for a short period of time after their release until the volume of sales increase for that product. Depending on your budget and the schedule that you have set for the completion of your own studio, you may choose to either wait or buy used a predecessor model, which are easy to find and deeply discounted. You will find many of the high-end or prosumer models which are very popular among professional editors and videographers to be highly reliable and will provide many more years of top performance. Several of the models you will see in our presentation fit that description, but with the proven track record of this high level of output along with the abundance of features, we need to carefully consider an upgrade at additional cost. It is this reasoning of performance versus cost that we have chosen the SVHS format of over 400 lines of resolution to produce our tape masters for a duplication to standard VHS format, which constitutes the majority of the general market. It should be noted that all the SVHS components shown in our presentation have, in addition to the standard S-video connections, RCA composite connections as well, and of course both include left and right audio channels, making these products universally adaptive to many brand names and will allow you to connect much of the equipment you may already own, including 8mm and high 8. The composite signal connections will serve you well when producing video for the internet, where the signal is compressed but has nowhere near the quality of videotape itself, and for low-cost personal viewing purposes. However, it's recommended to begin all your commercial projects with a better SVHS format, since some degradation will occur in the signal transfer process when editing or copying, but will still retain a high quality for duplication onto VHS format, which is only rated at 240 lines of resolution. The first and perhaps most important consideration when producing your high-quality SVHS masters is the video image itself. During the next segment, we will show you how to produce the highest quality imagery possible from your camcorder in both studio and outdoor settings. We have included all the necessary skills and professional techniques which will make you highly proficient in this creative art. We will also introduce you to a variety of accessories and comparative replacement products which will give you equal professional results, but at much less cost and will enhance your video projects with dazzling effects, worthy of major production studios. Keep in mind that there is a major advantage with the compact size and lightweight portability of this equipment, which will give you the versatility to travel and explore to any location for input to your own videotape products. You may find outdoor events or places of interest as an excellent starting point for filming certain subjects, demonstrations, or documentaries. You may want to include additional value into your productions by conducting on-location interviews. Seminars or training conferences conducted by your company can become an easy-to-produce video product in itself. Remember, there are no limits to what you will be able to produce for your business, so let your imagination go and enjoy the rewards of your own creativity. The production studio you are now viewing was designed to be highly functional in a limited space, making it ideal for the small or home-based business. Several products we are about to demonstrate do replace high-cost items normally associated with production, but meet the specifications required for professional-level quality output to video. You will notice that all of our studio gear was selected to be lightweight, making them easy to work with. Plus, most of these products offer the advantages of being folded for compact storage and portability. The variety of products we will show you include lighting, reflection and diffusion media, gel filtering kits, background materials, and chroma key paints. Although there are some additional advantages of greater variations of settings, backgrounds, and effects when filming inside the studio, you will find that most of these products work equally as well in outdoor settings. The most important element in producing the highest quality imagery is lighting. Even before starting the recording process, you need to understand how your camcorder will react to various lighting conditions. Camcorders in general need a considerable amount of light to produce an optimal image. However, it must be within a particular range. Low light conditions will produce poor color saturation and artifacts called noise. Too much light intensity causes colors to wash out with a lack of infinitive clarity. And although camcorders have lux and iris settings within them to compensate for these extremes, it does so at a sacrifice to the image, since it exceeds the camcorder's normal light range. With that in mind, we need to physically compensate the light entering the lens with the many products in our studio designed to do just that. Next, we need to consider the color temperatures of various lighting sources, which is particularly difficult in indoor environments. Different light sources emit different color spectrums of invisible white light, which when mixed will adversely affect the color of your video work. Indoors, we need to avoid low-intensity incandescent and fluorescent lighting by turning off or blocking the light source, and use quartz halogen lights, which is the most commonly used light source for camcorders for several reasons. Quartz halogen lighting has a color temperature which is mid-range on the Kelvin scale, and your camcorder, which has various settings called white balance, will automatically adjust to it. Several camcorder models offer more sophisticated control, which can be manually calibrated using a white sheet of paper in front of the lens. However, this will not be necessary if you do not mix different types of lighting. Quartz halogen lighting is very inexpensive and can be purchased locally at any home building supply center in many varieties and watt outputs. A standard work light stand is a good way to get started since it can be folded down for easy storage or travel, is adjustable to different heights, and smaller quartz clamp-on units can be easily attached. These work light stands will have the highest outputs of 250 and 500 watts in single and double light configurations. The smaller clamp-on units will have outputs of 150 and 250 watts, and you can find floor models at 250 watts and 500 watts. Sometimes when shooting in the studio, you may need to lower the watt intensity from a particular quartz light source. This is easily done by placing a metal screen over the unit. We have found an excellent, specially manufactured wire mesh, which is both flexible and durable, from Paragona Art Products Incorporated, called Wireform, which we found at a major art and craft center. Although designed primarily for sculpturing, it makes the perfect addition to our studio. Offered in a large variety of metals and woven mesh opening sizes, we chose sizes of 1/16 and 1/8 of an inch in non-corrosive and non-tarnishing aluminum and stainless steel, which are extremely pliable for instant attachment without concern of direct heat from our quartz lighting. The sheet sizes are 16 inches by 20 inches and can easily be cut with common household scissors for any requirement. When videotaping smaller objects or adding accents, for example, highlights to hair, you can use an aluminum clamp-on basin light with smaller halogen quartz screwing lamps. These lower watt bulbs add a great deal of diversity to your lighting needs with two lamp sizes. These smaller halogen lamps are 3 3/4 inches in width, sometimes called par 30, and have outputs of 50 and 75 watts with different brightness levels and beam widths from narrow spot to wide flood. The larger size par 38 halogen lamps are 4 3/4 inches in width and go up to 90 watts with similar brightness levels and beam widths. A quick way to add direct light without adding more lamps is to use a thin, lightweight, lucite plastic mirror and clamp it to a light stand. You can purchase this from a local commercial plastics outlet, which will cut them to the size that you need and are very low in cost. Reflectors are another great way to use the existing available light and are used primarily to disperse light as a fill to areas where shadows are present and are particularly useful in the outdoors where there's a strong single light source. Reflectors are very inexpensive and easy to make. You can purchase the materials from any local art and craft center. When there, look for a white foam board with the standard size of 20 inches by 30 inches. For a little bit more cost, you can find one side with color. If so, choose a gold or copper. These colors will give you a very subtle reflection and will add some warmth to darker skin tones. However, you will want to add a greater reflective surface to your foam board by adding a mirror-like acetate plastic, which come in rolls of 30 inches and fit over the foam board perfectly. Just simply cut the width a few inches wider than the foam board, fold over, and tape. This way you will be able to use any of the large selection of colors these decorative rolls come in. The main colors you will need for your studio will be silver and gold, but additional colors will add an interesting effect. Our studio offers for sale a professional-style 2-panel reflector kit, which is very lightweight and compact, measuring only 11 inches in diameter in its own black nylon carrying case. Constructed with memory wire, pops open to reveal 2 large 24-inch by 28-inch panels, with both having a bright silver side and a toned-down silver surface for any production need, and the price is only $11.95. You can order by calling 727-796-9200 from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and all major credit cards are accepted. Or if you wish, you may order directly from our website at any time at www.mediamax.net. So far we have discussed reaching the desired level of direct lighting for high color saturation and image resolution for your camcorder. However, you may find a need to soften or diffuse one or more of the light sources. This will reduce glare or bounce back and provide a more even distribution of lighting, plus will reduce shadowing of your background. We found 2 outlets which offer various types of materials suitable for diffusion at different price ranges. Our first location was a fabric retail center which offered plain white cloth and white cheesecloth with a standard roll width of 48 inches, cut to length at a reasonable cost per foot. The second location was a photographic supply center which offered a high-quality white translucent heat-resistant plastic film in 48-inch widths, and it was quite expensive. However, they also offered various filter kits in 2 different sizes, 10 inches by 12 inches and 20 inches by 24 inches, called gels, which were reasonably priced. The diffusion gel kits offered several different filters with various densities. These are very useful when diffusing the various quartz halogen lights around the studio. Other gel filter kits offer Hollywood effects with high-impact colors, adding new looks and changing moods. Yet other gel filter kits, although a bit technical, change the color temperature of light sources to match and balance the dominant shooting light. It should be noted when applying any plastic or gel filtering materials to your quartz lighting, which produce a considerable amount of heat, to use a clear hard plastic barrier a few inches away to allow heat to ventilate and to protect the filter material from discoloring. For standard width 48-inch rolls of diffusion material, we have designed a lightweight frame kit made of PVC tubing and pressure tapered connectors for easy portability. The material can be purchased locally at any home building supply center for less than $15. Solidly built for indoor and outdoor use, with a separate 4-foot by 5-foot handheld diffusion screen which quickly attaches to the frame. 3 separate tiers make it totally adjustable to all light positions and filming needs. The first 2 tiers bring it to a total height of 7.5 feet, making it suitable for home studio ceiling heights of 8 feet. The last tier extends the height to 10.5 feet, leaving enough stand-up headroom for direct overhead diffusion of sunlight without interference of the camcorder view. The fully adjustable diffusion screen positions a full 90 degrees for all lighting positions. The complete plans and parts list is only $6.95. You can order by calling 727-796-9200 from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, or by ordering from our website at any time at www.mediamax.net. We accept all major credit cards, and all information is kept confidential. Up till now, we have discussed several methods used to control direct light from its source by introducing techniques used to decrease, diffuse, or reflect. Originally used by photographers as a way to eliminate red eye and reflective eye glare, bounce lighting is becoming very popular among videographers and studio work to provide a smooth and even distribution of soft light. Here we are using an expandable light stand with a standard 3/8 of an inch top riser. We have added a dual-socket light system with independent switches and included a universal position umbrella mount. With it, we added a collapsible silver-coated opaque 42-inch umbrella. This combination has proven itself to be very versatile for our studio productions when we included the 3 3/4 inch par 30 quartz halogen wide flood lamps using the different watt outputs. When working with backgrounds, bouncing light off a white ceiling or a sidewall provides a shadowless surface lighting, especially important when using chroma key blue and green color paints used in digital compositing. In this process, a digital mixer replaces the selected background color with a completely different video or still image while leaving the foreground the same. Both colors of blue and green chroma key paints can be purchased at art and craft centers in 1 quart and 1 gallon sizes. When planning to do this effect in your own studio, it's important not to include any matching color to your chroma key background. Here we're using a portable background stand and clamps for our portable digital composite nylon background from PhotoFlex Incorporated. This 5-foot by 7-foot background uses sturdy memory wire construction to fold to only 28 inches in diameter in its own black circular nylon carrying case. It sets up quickly and lets you take advantage of natural outdoor sunlight on subjects for compositing to outdoor backgrounds. Their website is www.photoflex.com. When shopping for a portable background stand, look for one which has non-reflective uprights for your best overall results. Most will provide you with adequate height adjustments to over 8 feet, but we have found so much diversity in widths of different background materials that it is necessary to have an expandable crossbar no less than 9 feet 3 inches for the greatest usage. You can find just about every color and material to use as a background, which when combined with your lighting and gels, either in the front or back, will produce many interesting results. In your shopping adventures, look at the properties of different materials and products you find to see whether they could be used to supplement or complement your productions. You may find more low-cost solutions which can provide additional creative elements of the scenes before the lens. Now let's take a look at the enhancements which can be achieved through the lens and into the recording process, with techniques which will give you the highest level of broadcast quality image capture imaginable. If you have ever worked with a 35mm camera, you know that the creative aspects of the image not only lies within the settings of the camera, but in the importance of its interchangeable lenses and filtering additions. It is this same principle when adapted to the camcorder's extensive array of features that we greatly expand the dimension and scope of the art of videography. You can find several fixed lens types available on the market which will add interesting optic effects to your camcorder. These include fisheye, wide angle, and several magnifications of zoom lenses. All of these lenses are adjusted from within as you manually extend the focal point using the zoom feature of your camcorder. This actually multiplies the power of optics greater than with a 35mm variable focal lens, which would require a much longer lens for the same effect. The use of external optics will always give you a better quality picture image by bending the light and creating the effect before it enters the camcorder rather than that of the internal digital zoom effect. On occasions where you are filming water or other similar moving objects, set your camcorder to manual focus so slight variations will not offset the autofocus. Before starting your selection process of lens purchasing, you will need to know the inside thread diameter of your camcorder, which at most times is indicated on the front. A word of caution applies here before attaching your first lens. Buy a high-quality clear filter to put over your irreplaceable camcorder lens, which will serve two purposes. One, it will protect against accidental scratches should you inadvertently come in contact with it while attaching your new lens. And two, the filter threads will take the abuses of frequent changes and possible cross-threading, which happens when you seat the thread on an angle and force it. Should this problem occur, you can simply replace it with another clear filter. If the lenses supply the optics, then the filters supply the effects. Filters are fun to work with and should be used often, especially when outdoors. These effects can greatly enhance the overall professionalism of your videos and correct or eliminate lighting problems. You will find a very large assortment of filters to work with. Sky or haze filters can be used for refraction of light to improve clarity. A circular polarizing filter can bend the light and reduce glare, a necessary item when near water or window surfaces. Neutral density filters are very important for strong light situations without reduction in color saturation, such as on a white sandy beach on a sunny day. These filters will provide the highest quality image capture while keeping the camcorder's iris setting in a normal range. Other filters can be used to colorize clouds or scenery for highly dramatic effects, while still others can be used to correct color balance in difficult lighting conditions such as fluorescent, which will produce a bluish cast. But perhaps the best filters are the ones which add sparkle, like the star filters, or distortion filters, such as the multiple image refractions. In some situations, you may even use multiple stacked filters to achieve a desired effect, but always monitor your results to make sure that you have the proper color balance and illumination. This large filter variety also includes a large number of different sizes. But if you follow some basic rules, you will not need to purchase more than one each. You will find times, particularly when using a telephoto lens, that the diameter of the thread of the camcorder will be different in size than that of the thread of the outer portion of the attachable lenses, which is usually 49 millimeters. This is a common occurrence which may also exist if you own more than one camcorder, where earlier models were 43 millimeters and many of the newer models have a 46 millimeter thread opening. There is a very simple solution in which you will be able to use all the different filter sizes, including the set you may already own from your camera lenses, which are most likely 52 millimeters. These adapter rings, which I am referring to, are called step-up or step-down adapter rings. If you already own a variety of different sized filters, you should note that the smaller sizes should be used before the attached lenses to avoid obstruction to the viewing area. However, if you are just beginning to build a collection of filters, you should begin with a common ground in the middle or one size greater. Remember, there will be many times where you will not be using your attachable lenses, in which case a slightly larger filter on the camcorder is perfectly fine. When you purchase your filters and adapter rings, be sure to include same-size extension rings, which will allow you to add a rubber lens hood to prevent lens flare. Also, here's a little-known trick that you can use with your new zoom lens. Buy several same-size extension rings and stack them on top of each other and place them before your lens to mimic the characteristics of a bellows for extreme close-ups and microscopic applications. But remember, the focal point is very narrow, so manual focus to fine-tune it will be required. This is an ordinary characteristic of zoom lenses, which have a narrow depth of field that places a greater importance on focusing. These lenses will also exaggerate the perspective, which condenses distant objects closer to the camcorder. I am sure that most of you have seen this effect on television, where city sidewalks become a mass of high-density crowd of pedestrians. The unfortunate part is this greater magnification of zoom lenses creates a more pronounced effect on even the slightest movement. The smaller size and low weight of the camcorder makes it very difficult to stabilize on its own. Its design facilitates shooting in a handheld up-front position. Therefore, you must use surrounding solid surfaces, attachments, or a tripod to stabilize the camcorder to produce professional-level productions. If it's only you and the camcorder, and you need to control the changing view where motion is involved, find something near you which can support your body, such as a wall or an upright, while using both hands on the camcorder. Tightly bring your elbows into your rib area so that your arms will act like a brace. If you're panning the shot, move your entire torso for continued smooth motion. Sitting using your knees for support will also work quite well. Otherwise, find any solid horizontal object around you to place your camcorder. Several compact, easy-to-carry stabilizer products exist to help you with the different travel opportunities that may occur. Adding a small folding tabletop tripod to your gear will work quite well. One we like, which will let you add some creativity as well, is the car window mount for the many times where you come up on things suddenly. But this little tool works terrific for various dolly shots for that added touch. Another helpful product, great for moving shots, is the shoulder mount, which lets you hold the camcorder like a full-size video camera. When we added a side bracket, which we use for our video light and wireless mic combination, it gave us rock-solid steady control even when walking. With stationary shooting, you may want to choose a full-size tripod. Its advantages are in its height and terrain adjustments. Look for one that offers smooth head movement. And if it doesn't have a bubble level, buy a small plastic one at the hardware store for your best outdoor results. Even when taking precautions, sometimes slight movement will occur as you start and stop your sequences from pressure applied to the camcorder's button. If you notice this to be a problem in your situation, use your infrared remote control, which can be applied to other no-touch functions as well. Several camcorders offer a digital image stabilizer setting, which uses small blocks to hold the image within that designated area. But if your camcorder movement exceeds that block area, the image movement will jump to a different block. So it's advisable to maintain steady control throughout and expect some possible image degradation. The boundaries for the videographer have all diminished with the ease of travel. Outdoor exploration with camcorders has become a mainstay activity not only for the professional, but as a pastime for the consumer as well. These extended periods of outdoor filming and the increased number of features used on your camcorder can bring your day to an abrupt halt if you do not have enough battery power. A general rule should be followed when using the smaller attachable NiCad batteries, and that is to use one battery for each compact tape. This will increase the overall life of the battery, which should never be drained completely, and provide full power for all the options and complete recording of your tape in SP standard play mode of up to 40 minutes. Since so much interest has grown in this market due to the high-quality production capability, many companies have taken the lead from the larger video cameras and developed long-life battery packs for the 6-volt camcorder. The battery packs can be worn comfortably around the waist and offer all-day usage of up to 10 hours on just one charge. Whichever elements you decide to incorporate into your productions, they will all contribute to a professional level of image quality. But we will also need to equally consider sound to maintain it. Ambient sounds are the subtle background noises which are associated with various scenery or activity locations which can be an important part of your production. Scenic views may include songbirds, while other scenes may include the sounds of children playing. Many videographers literally go out of their way to capture these special sounds by bringing with them a portable tape deck or DAT recorder to dub into their video. But you will also need to consider when those ambient sounds become a major distraction and takes the viewer away from the speaker's comment or is completely out of place, like an overhead airliner disrupting a majestic view. Of course, you can stop recording and retake the scene, but this action may be inappropriate when you need smooth flow or continuity in a shot. So let's consider two scenarios and the choices we have. Some scenery videos contain the ambient sounds of wildlife or specific sounds such as a brook or stream, while others may include a mellow soundtrack or a combination of both. Here we need to either purify the sounds to make them more alive or eliminate them altogether. Using a separate sound recorder with a microphone attachment or a wireless microphone from your camcorder will let you move in towards the sound source with dramatic results, whether it's a songbird or a cricket or water flowing over rocks. If you decide you would like to add only certain sounds with different levels of amplification or with certain scene cuts, using your sound recorder along with a mixer will be your best choice. This also goes with the addition of soundtracks and music as well. Here is a little-known technique which will let you record the best scenes on video without any sound at all, letting you dub your first-generation sound recording directly to the video soundtrack without degradation. Use a 1/8 of an inch mono mini adapter plug purchased from any electronics store and insert the piece into the camcorder's microphone input jack for this result. These procedures apply to our second scenario as well, which is voice recording. However, if you are videotaping somebody directly, voice-over or audio filtering will take some refinement and skill, so pay attention to your surroundings and use a wireless or very inexpensive wired mic to improve the clarity. When using a handheld microphone, it is a good idea to cover it with a foam windscreen on a permanent basis. This is not just for the purpose of outside wind, but for the occasional sputter of air from speaking, and will minimize inhaling sounds from the delivery of long sentences. Center the microphone away a few inches just below the chin and speak across the top, never at it, for the best clear voice recording. This high level of quality video and sound input will go a long way to the quality of your finished video product, but we must also consider several factors which lead to the camcorder's recording process to maintain this maximum level throughout before we enter the editing stage. The first consideration is, of course, the recording tape itself, which must have the SPHS format to produce the high resolution required for commercial output, of which there are several different compact tape brands available. Different manufacturers do produce slightly different magnetic coating thicknesses and signal strength pickup qualities on top of the backing material, and the tapes may record a slightly different hue depending on which brand SPHS camcorder you're using. Be sure to try all the brands on similar scenes to determine which looks the best and stick with it throughout your entire video production. It is also very important to check the camcorder settings to be sure you're using the SP standard play mode, which moves the tape faster through the video head for maximum signal response and lowest noise. One last consideration is the camcorder's shutter speed, which should be set to the maximum high-speed setting, sometimes called the sports mode. This setting provides a higher capture rate of solid frame sequences and clean movement, which is particularly noticeable in the edit process and in slow-motion playback. You will find some additional advantages when recording in the studio setting in that you will be able to send the S-video signal output from the camcorder to an SPHS recording deck with a full-size videotape and large viewing monitor. This will let you take advantage of recording on to the larger cylinder heads for greater edge-to-edge contact and improved frequency response. Plus, you are able to check the image output as it would appear on a standard television monitor. Still apply the same principle of quality by recording in the SP standard play mode. Since the image frequency of the camcorder must travel to another recording source, it becomes very important to use only the highest quality S-video cable and pick the shortest possible length for the best signal-to-noise ratio. You can find this improved cable to be slightly thicker with gold-coated ends at any local electronics store, replacing the standard cable which may have come with your camcorder. There are times in the studio when you may desire to record onto the camcorder's tape instead. Here, use the S-video cable to the input jack of the television monitor and set it to the proper channel setting to have a larger view of what you were filming. As you might have noticed, we did refer to these as television monitors, but these have a dual purpose, and although they will provide television reception when hooked up to an antenna or cable, they are specially designed as view monitors as well. There was more emphasis in offering these monitors a few years ago when interactive games were first introduced, but you can still find some models where most televisions are sold. These tend to be more high-end but are worth the additional cost. Look for both S-video and composite connectors, which will be located either in the front, rear, or both. Since these monitors have the S-video connections, they offer a very high resolution, some approaching 700 lines, but these specifications may not be known unless you read a buyer's guide, which is a good idea before you go shopping. The buyer's guide may also indicate whether a particular model is a loop monitor, which will have all the connectors in both input and output, which will let you check the image as it leaves the camcorder or multiple camcorders to a switcher or mixer before it enters the recording deck, as used in a more sophisticated television-like studio production. Now, whether you are working with a minimal configuration or a more elaborate setup, you will need to consider ways which will help you to work smarter and easier. The increasing configurations which you will incorporate into your productions will undoubtedly increase the number of products and smaller parts required. After a while, you will have cables, adapters, bulbs, various tools, and more. The best way to organize and travel with all of these items is with a lightweight plastic toolbox or storage container found at a variety of different stores. The studio offers quite a challenge when it comes to the heavier equipment with the large amount of positioning and setups you will encounter. Here we use for ourselves easy-to-assemble roll-about furniture kits. You can find quite a large selection to choose from, which will accommodate your monitor and recording deck and other pieces of equipment. Since we too work with limited space, we have found ball-bearing TV platforms a welcome addition to let us move our monitors to various viewing positions with ease. So with all of these recording factors in conjunction with all of the other qualitative methods of image and sound capture, you will be well on your way to producing the highest level professional output to videotape imaginable. So with our great achievement of light and sound captured expertly on videotape, it's time to make sure the editing process does us equally just. With consideration for the new or small business owner who may be just starting out in video production, you can be assured that the tape editing process is fairly easy, and with the basic knowledge you are about to acquire, you will actually be able to produce rather sophisticated professional videotapes on your own. Not to overstate our principle, it should be noted that each component we are discussing throughout this video is SVHS format, which will deliver over 400 lines of resolution with the S-video connections, and are of course necessary for the commercial grade applications applied to the final SVHS tape masters. All of our editing procedures will utilize this higher resolution, but it's important to note that these decks will also let you copy this high quality to the VHS format using the composite RCA connections for the final video product duplications necessary for sales. The basics of the editing process are simple and will allow you to perform precise cuts of unwanted scenes or mistakes, assemble different random scenes in a particular order, or insert a new scene in place of an existing one with the same soundtrack or a new one. The easiest method, as you can preclude, is also the least expensive, in which you use your camcorder, a recording tape deck with a television monitor, and a small attachable video editor unit. Videonics offers the thumbs up, which marks the scene and length you want to record, up to 62 of them, sequenced in any random order, by using the fast forward and reverse buttons on your camcorder, and automatically assembles the scenes onto the blank tape while starting and stopping the record deck with timecode accuracy and fast performance. You can choose the fade to black scene transition, and it even has a built-in enhancer which sharpens the picture as well. This low-cost configuration offers incredible high-quality results for the videographer, but is the most basic form of single-source editing called cuts only. Higher-end editing systems work much the same way most professional broadcast television studios do, with multiple sources timed and edited into one output. These sources can include live camcorders and multiple VCR players, with the addition of a title maker and even computer-driven graphics, all presently available at the price and reach of the consumer, mainly due to advancements in digital video circuitry, for which Videonics is a pioneer. We have included several additional Videonics products in our more sophisticated post-production edit suite, along with prosumer equipment, a term used to indicate professional level equipment which can be purchased by any consumer, but mainly at locations more suitable towards high-end broadcast. Our Edit Suite contains two Panasonic SVHS Hi-Fi editing VCRs with digital time-based correction. This feature eliminates distortion during still frame, slow motion, and play modes. These tape decks offer frame rate accuracy with insert, assembly, and audio dubbing edit features. One VCR is used as a play deck, the other VCR a recording deck. We have also included, for the different projects we work on, 3 JVC SVHS VCRs, which are used as videotape play decks along with a Videonics digital video mixer, the MX1. This has a multiple source ABCD mixer and combination switcher, which includes both composite and S-video inputs from all 4 sources plus output. This combination gives us complete production control and superb video broadcast resolution with frame lock synchronization, which matches all source inputs, each viewable on a single monitor. A second monitor connected to the record VCR will show you the final results. An important advantage with this digital mixer is it lets you also calibrate or check your monitors with a color bar, eliminating the need to include anywhere in your Edit Suite an expensive small screen professional loop monitor. The MX1's market entrance a few years ago revolutionized video production with exclusive features and high-end digital effects that exceeded even broadcast production studios' capacity with high budgets and brought it down to the consumer level. Over 200 individual digital effects and transitions between dual scenes are available with simultaneous audio mixing if so desired. Commonly used dissolves and fades become incredible with a multitude of color choices and transition speeds, and is extended even further with slides, wipes, flips, and push effects like a new video bouncing in like a rubber ball. Picture-in-picture takes on a new dimension with size and location control for motion videos or freeze frames, plus you can add the border effect with any color. Do this numerous times in the compose mode for an interesting collage. Digital effects can flip a video source on its axis, superimpose, mirror, strobe, zoom, posturize, solarize, color inverse, and more. But perhaps the best feature is the chroma key mode, which lets you replace a solid background color with a completely different motion video background, an excellent addition for your studio productions. Several additional Videonics products can be added to your Edit Suite, which will enhance the video quality of your work and are all compatible either as standalone or as connected units. Adding an AB Roll Edit controller lets you build a timed edit decision list to include a wide range of effects and transitions with predetermined durations, plus simultaneous precision control of up to 4 source VCRs and 1 record VCR automatically. A character generator will allow you to add titles which superimpose over your videos or solid backgrounds with complete control of fonts, sizes, colors, and movements. Use a video equalizer and processor when you need to correct the color balance, add a tint for a desired mood, or bring up the brightness level. It will even let you enhance the red on a sunset or the green on a landscape. For more information on these high-quality video production components for your own studio, you can visit their website at www.videonics.com. What follows this type of high-end video imagery into the final production, whether it's for video products, commercials, or broadcast, will be the input to the soundtrack mix of music and sounds. Generally, when it comes to this type of video format of special interest or instructional videos, much more emphasis is placed on quality voice recording rather than music. However, it does add interest and quality when added to an introduction, scene transition, and titling information where long gaps in sound are evident. Some of these productions may add low-volume background music to a voice track, but care should be taken with the choice and movement of the soundtrack so not to distract from the speaker's message. Since the purpose of this type of video format is developed for the small and startup business owner for commercial profit, it is extremely important to use only original soundtrack recordings of your own creation or purchase production music where a license is granted for your use from the copyright owner. Several companies offer their own music production CDs for this purpose. For a one-time purchase fee of their product, a license is granted to one person, business, or location, generally for 99 years, which allows you unlimited use of the music for videos, slide presentations, multimedia productions, television, radio, or any other purpose you may need, and to use as many times as you would like. These CDs are produced with a wide selection of uses and themes, and detailed descriptions of each soundtrack will narrow the choice to fit your particular needs. There are CDs for all categories of commercial video production, which include special interest, educational, product demonstration, corporate, travel, documentaries, and more. For television broadcast, radio, and commercials, there's an extensive amount of transitions, cues, stringers, logos, and sound effects. And for client video productions, you can find CDs for weddings, family memories, and more. For those people with musical inclination and talent, music soundtracks and compositions created by you are one of the best cost-effective alternatives in developing income for your Soho-based business. Advanced MIDI production tools, synthesizers, sound cards, audio mixers, and computer nonlinear editing software makes this all possible and at a good price. Many musicians and multimedia producers have recognized the need for audio production music for the video industry and have been highly successful due to the higher price range these special interest CDs and cassettes demand. After your project is finished, the easiest way to begin duplication is to first record to DAT, or digital audio tape, which has a comparison cost or less to CD writable media. This offers the advantage of duplication to cassette and is an acceptable medium for the pre-mastering stage for the creation of a glass master for CD replication. There are many companies which will accommodate you with complete services for both CDs and cassettes. This will include duplication, graphic layout and design, the color printing on the CD, cassette, inserts, and jackets, the jewel case and cassette box, and shrink wrap them, all for a surprisingly low unit cost. The equipment and techniques we have discussed will go a long way in developing a high-quality line of video products for your small business, which will generate a substantial margin of profit. However, there are some factors you will need to consider when setting a price or value to your video production. As you begin, you will need to carefully plan how to present the information in a way that most benefits the viewer by setting up an outline and planning out the topics. This will take a great deal of planning on your part as you begin to consider the depth and detail in which to cover the subject you want to present. As you go through this process, you may find it easier to summarize certain key points, but thoroughly research the material which will add greater value to your subject. This will help you to cover your topic with a more concentrated amount of information and create a longer videotape product, which is important in determining its market value. The high level of knowledge that can be passed along and the length of the final presentation will demand a higher sale price and be satisfactory to the customer, who will greatly benefit from it. This in turn will generate a strong customer base who will look forward to additional presentations in the future from your business. The best approach in preparing for this detailed type of information in video format is to look at it from the perspective of the viewer and not to overwhelm them, by separating the subject into different segments. This will let the viewer manage their time effectively and allow them to learn at a rate which is most comfortable. This approach works for you as well, for expanding the life of the video product so it will generate income for a longer period of time, since you may find it necessary later on to either update or enhance a specific segment. As you know, this will be an easy insert edit on the master tape and benefit you in both time and money. Remember to give yourself adequate time to compile the information you want to relay and for preparation of the script. This will be the most difficult and time-consuming aspect of your production, but will be well worth the effort in presenting this level of detail for quality delivery. The use of a computer will be necessary throughout your product development and after completion. The software programs included should be for the intention of helping you manage your small business better and should include word processing and small business accounting programs. The word processor will benefit you greatly with your scripting and help you produce other forms of print media, including the face and spine labels you will need for your video products. Newsletters, business cards, and internet publishing are also included as part of the word processing package. By saving your script to hard drive files, you can always refer to them later when your video product is finished. This way you have a starting point in which to expand on the subject, allowing you to develop a series of videotape products pertaining to a given topic. There is another and sometimes overlooked benefit of the equipment in your studio, which makes the production of your video product easier. The use of an additional VCR and monitor can be used as a teleprompter and can be taped in standard VHS format for lower cost. After your script is completed in your word processor, simply narrow down the borders and print it out. Now find a copy machine to magnify the print so it is easy to read within the borders of the TV monitor. Cut and paste into a long strip and read it through while you videotape it tacked to a wall. Then play the script tape when recording your video segment with the monitor close to the camcorder lens, and you are on your way. In your small business, you will find it possible to complete all the fulfillment work at your location. The one additional product you will need when you are fully operational is a DA, distribution amplifier, which are low in price. This will let you produce from your SVHS Video Master 6 or 12 VHS tapes at a time, depending on the model. So let's say, for example, you have produced a 1-hour video presentation. That means in just an 8-hour day, you can duplicate and package up to 96 videotapes for immediate sales and profit. We know this is a fairly large number of videotapes, but we use this as an example to show you the potential of what you will be able to do in your own business and to encourage you to express the many ideas you may have. Even if you are not completely set up with everything we have described or are relying on your first video presentation to help you get started, you will be able to find all the help you need from the many production and editing businesses in your area. They will be able to provide assistance for all your particular needs and may benefit your business in the early stages of product development by deterring the cost of a particular piece of equipment. This will allow you to concentrate on the opportunity to develop your ideas into a finished product right from the start and to create the large long-term profit necessary for success of your small business. Remember, technology offers us the options and the advantages to begin small businesses and represent them in a big way. Our thirst for information helps us explore new possibilities and provides a better quality of life for ourselves and the people around us. These are the building blocks for a successful future, which when passed along will help many others achieve the same.